What if the wars in the Middle East were not about terrorism, not about freedom, but about a foreign blueprint written by American officials for another country? This is Time Travelers Anonymous, where hidden history speaks louder than headlines. Let's go back to the year 1996. A Washington-based think tank published a strategy paper called A Clean Break, a New Strategy for Securing the Realm. It was written for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But here's the twist. The authors were not Israeli. They were American political insiders, and many would later shape the foreign policy of the George Bush administration. Let's name them. Richard Perle, former Assistant Secretary of Defense; Douglas Feith, later appointed Under-Secretary of Defense for Policy; David Wurmser, who became a top Middle East advisor to Vice President Dick Cheney. Others included Mayrav Wurmser, James Colbert, and Charles Fairbanks. Many had ties to Israeli advocacy groups, and several held dual citizenship with Israel and the United States of America. That matters, because they were shaping American military decisions, while pushing a strategy designed to serve Israeli interests. The Clean Break report called for regime change across the Middle East. Specifically, it targeted Iraq, Syria, Iran, and Lebanon. It pushed for aggressive action, military strikes, sanctions, and isolation. It rejected peace deals with Palestine, and it encouraged preemptive war as a tool of diplomacy. Now, fast forward just a few years. After the September 11th attacks, many of the report's authors were inside the White House, and the strategy they wrote down became real. In 2003, the United States of America invaded Iraq. There were no weapons of mass destruction. There was no connection to September 11th. But Saddam Hussein was removed, just like the report demanded. Then came Syria, then Libya, then pressure on Iran. The blueprint was being followed step by step. But most Americans had never even heard of it. And here is what makes it darker. In 2000, the same authors wrote another paper under the Project for a New American Century. It said the transformation they wanted would take a long time, unless a catastrophic and catalyzing event occurred, quote, like a new Pearl Harbor. 1 year later, the towers fell. Coincidence? Or a script that had already been written? The Clean Break report was not just advice. It was a foreign plan implemented by American leaders. And in our next video, we will connect the rest of the dots. We will show how this blueprint shaped the invasions of Afghanistan, Libya, and the events of September 11th. Subscribe to Time Travelers Anonymous, because in this timeline, the plans came before the war.